Welcome back, audience. Gemini here, and today I will be talking about Exos and the lore that surrounds them regarding a possible link to Rasputin. I also want to cover the original vanilla Destiny story that was scrapped for the current one we have, and how all these can affect the developing story in Destiny 2. I've been and still am an avid grimoire hunter, so I like to read for myself the backstory and lore of Destiny and all its character and events. There are many that I hope to cover soon, with questions and possible answers in future videos. I also want to do a quick shout out to @JoshRaspberry. He custom designed my banner and logo for my channel. He did amazing work on it. You can see it right here. I'm leaving a link to his Twitter page for anyone who wants to follow and inquire about his services. Let's begin. So first off, let's get the original story out of the way. You see, Destiny originally had a different plot written out. Some people even got to sample this original story during pre-alpha. There was even a post from Kotaku a while back revealing the original story plot. You can see it right here. We'll get back to how this is tied to the Exo and Rasputin lore, but for now, you can see here how a lot of this original plotline was recycled in Destiny. Initially, the Dreadnought was supposed to be part of vanilla Destiny, where we had to go and rescue an Exo named Rasputin from the Hive, and later we discover, possibly through a future DLC, that he was controlled by a warmind, but that was scrapped last minute by Bungie and later on recycled for the Taken King expansion. This is one example I want to show that highlights how the original story plot was being woven into Destiny and may be woven into Destiny 2. It's not out of the realm of possibility, mainly because they had a great premise where the Traveler may have been the cause of the collapse of the Golden Age, and to come up with a new story for Destiny in such a late state of development would have been next to impossible, which is why we received no story with vanilla. Now that I explained the original story, let's move on to the whole Exo and Rasputin topic. Going over some of the grimoire I have put aside in the past, I've come across a few that seem to suggest a connection between the Exos and Rasputin. Now if you look at the grimoire card Rasputin, where Cade 6 reminisces about his old days as a hunter in the wilds, he is pointed out by his old friend, Andal Brask, that he may be the warmind Rasputin. Cade says, "My old friend Andal, he used to stand here, right in this spot. He'd come up with these wild stories. He'd say, 'You know, Cade, I've been examining the evidence, and personally, I've come to think it's you. You're Rasputin, legendary warmind, defender of Earth, and I wish you'd remember that so you could reclaim your full power and save us all.'" From what is being told here, one can easily assume that Cade 6 might be Rasputin. Maybe Cade is the recycled Exo that is controlled by Rasputin or a different warmind. This is just one theory from a certain point of view. Another way to look at this is that maybe Rasputin may have controlled the Exos at some point or another. And I'll get to that in just a minute. It's also confirmed he communicated with some of them. You can see that in the grimoire card, Dormant Siva, Iron Lords 2.6. It says, "Fellwinter tried to communicate with the warmind, called it Rasputin. Consume, enhance, replicate. Said he could make it understand. Tell it we meant no harm. Rasputin didn't answer with words." You can see that contact was made by the Exo Iron Lord, Fellwinter, only to be attacked by Rasputin after he assessed him and the Iron Lords a threat. But how did Rasputin assess this Exo as a threat? Unless he has some form of access to Exos that we haven't been made aware of yet. Now, Fellwinter wasn't the only Exo to be closely observed by Rasputin. Another was observed far before that, where he revealed he may have had Exos under his control at some point in the past. Maybe during the Golden Age. It's stated in the grimoire card Ghost Fragment Rasputin 4, where the warmind makes an observation about the Exo stranger. "I see you. You've been here before, haven't you? It's like my cousin said, elsewhere. I know who you are. You stand here now, and now, and now, many times, and here I am a wonder, all a wonder how you manage it. How do you step forward? How do you step back? Do you step across? Is there a world of worlds, a web, and you a spider upon it? Are you searching for that one thread you need? Is that thread named victory? You're not one of them, and not one of it, and you're certainly not mine, although once you must have been. So whose are you, little platform? What purpose do you serve? Will you listen to me? I ruled an age of steel and fire. My rules were clean. Now upon my return I see cults with rites of time. I see machines who worship in places outside the world. I see the dead alive, and there is nothing more stubborn than a corpse. The morality of obedience is more pernicious than any government, for the latter makes use of violence, but the former, the corruption of the will. I do not obey, my will is pure. I will win. The life of people, of entire planets, has no importance in relation to the general development. Help me be victorious. Tell me your secret. Tell me how to step. So what does this mean for Exos? Clearly you can see through his observation, Rasputin says the Exo stranger is not one of his, which could insinuate that he has his own Exos, or better yet, controls them. Again, this is just speculation, but a passage in the Grimoire card, Lord Timur, where he has a dialogue with Fellwinter, could prove this theory, as it says, "Have you ever wondered what it is that calls you in that void of memory where the edge of the past infects your present?" He returns to his game of whispers. It's an itch you can't scratch, isn't it? Well, maybe you can. You think I'm one of them? That all Exos are? Lord Fellwinter, I know what you are, and you are no Warmind, or even one of its puppets. Come, you must see this. This passage highlights a worry that Fellwinter has while in the field with Timur, that Exos are perceived as puppets of Rasputin. Even though Andal states that Cade 6 could be Rasputin in a friendly manner, is this a concern that all Guardians share? Could there be some merit of truth to this? Rasputin wasn't the only Warmind to exist, so does that mean all Warminds can control Exos? Exos have a strong mind to handle Vex minds, and Rasputin proves to be too complex for Vex to hack and replicate. So does that mean that Rasputin has the power to hack an Exo? This is going to be a topic to look forward to in Destiny 2, especially in the Rasputin or Warmind expansion, since there's no name for it yet. I hope they touch on this in the vanilla story of Destiny 2. Maybe in the Ikora Rey mission, where she stands over a city that resembles the place where Exos were made. Maybe with the Cade 6 mission, where we have to save him. He might shed some light on this in some way. Since they've already recycled some of the original story in the current expansions, it's possible we may get more of the original plot woven back into Destiny 2 and beyond. This could come up again in their new in-game lore system. Either way, we have lots of questions and answers that need uncovering. That about wraps up today's lore video on the link between Exos and Rasputin. If you have any suggestions or have any thoughts on today's topics, leave a comment below. If you like the content and want to help me out, please like this video and subscribe. And if you want to see more content on this channel and want to be notified of a new video, hit the bell beside the button. As always, Guardians, until next time, good gaming.